Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, TV shows, what have you. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then I'll be talking about it. So here we are. Anyway, okay, here's something I don't talk about that often really, but it's like a once in a blue moon, no pun intended, I talk about it. Yes, this is in regards of a production, the Broadway musical for Frozen, which Disney have brought multiple times already. I guess these plays must be really popular, I guess. And I can see why they keep bringing this up over and over again, which is fine. They have to make money somehow. So anyway, that in itself is not the issue here. The issue specifically is people being stupid again. We're doing this again. Anyway, it's a reference to the fact that when it comes to the LGBT plus community and yes, politics. Top politics, that's not an issue with me. I don't mind it really. It's just some people just take things out of hand, really. And of course, keep diplomacy and whatnot, of course. Anyway, but of course, there are people out there, okay, to be a bit more specific here, claiming that this production is becoming like an extremist kind of a thing because, of course, just because somebody wants to help trans people. That's it. So somehow helping the trans community somehow means that it's an extremist kind of a thing, which makes no sense. Again, to be a bit more specific here, the West End production of the Disney musical Frozen is facing a lot of angry, a lot of I guess fury, so to speak, from the parents. Of course, it had to be the parents, of course. After a member of the cast appeared to be this pro trans kind of a thing, at the end of the Friday night's performance, a male member of the cast walked on stage with a sign that reads "Protect Trans Youth with your vote," along with the LGBT plus kind of thing and whatnot. So, okay, what's the issue? So, somebody from the production of the Frozen Broadway play wants to support. So, I don't see what the issue is. I don't get it. But a lot of people criticizing this production specifically because of the fact that these critics were saying that the stunt is very inappropriate. It's too weird for the number of young children in the audience. This plays. Again, what does that even mean? I don't know what that means exactly. What do you mean too inappropriate? So, okay. It was this sign, by the way. In case anyone was wondering, it's this sign right here. You see in the background? I guess this must have been at the end of the show when everybody was just gathering up together as a way to say thank you for watching our show or program here or whatever the case may be. And that right there somehow triggered a response for some bizarre reason. Okay, I just find it rather odd that people get mad over this. First and foremost, trans people are not Satan. They're not work of the devil. I find it really weird that these people who are keep complaining about, oh no, trans people exist. Oh no, they are really willing to live in a capitalist system as long as it benefits them. But if the same capitalist system will make money for trans people, and suddenly you have an issue. You realize that undermines what this whole free market's about, right? Frozen became one of the largest hits of all time. So of course they want to make more expensive content for said movie. So you can't be acting like a bunch of dictators demanding who can do what now and do this and what not. And yes, of course they want to expand upon this when they made the Broadway shows. And the Broadway shows, they were massive hits every single time because it's attached to an already existing property that was and still is to this very day one of the biggest hits ever. So the people who are getting all mad, all angry, all the over the fact that they want to support trans people, you see, it just seems like these individuals getting mad over that are exploiting individuals. And that does the exact opposite of what a capitalist country should do. It just seems like you want all the benefits from capitalism, but you don't want all the negative stuff to come afterwards. Because when you think about it, capitalism thrives on competition. So you want to step out competition when it makes you look bad? You gotta be kidding me. But you sure don't mind it if it's the other way around, which seems mighty hypocritical, don't you think? And the answer is yes. I thought the entire point of having a free market so that the people, the whole idea of power to the people, yada yada yada, vote and make a difference. I thought the whole point of the free market is for the people and not really have the government control everything. I mean, yes, the government control in some aspects of it. That in itself doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing per se. By passing laws, sure, the government can have some kind of control to some extent, but not completely. Is what I'm getting at. It's not necessarily saying that politicians are evil or anything. Maybe some of them are, but still. Bottom line, what I'm getting at is that it's the people that should be controlling the free market, the economy, I should say. So it was somebody's job to make those costumes. It was somebody's job to make those songs. It was somebody's job to make that animated movie. It was somebody's job to make the designs of the outfits, the whole production. It was somebody's job to make this entire thing happen, and it paid off, quite literally in this case. Of course, people have to turn this around and say that they're pretty much sending bad ideas that it's a harmful. You're trying to harm the body somehow. You're trying to say it's okay to be harmful somehow, which makes no sense whatsoever. And yes, I don't see what's wrong here trying to protect the trans youth. What's wrong here? I don't know. I still don't know what the issue is. And yes, there are people out there that are claiming that this kind of mindset promoting the trans community is somehow harmful to the body. That doesn't make any sense. Of course, we have this individual here. This is the individual I was referring to a moment ago because this individual is claiming that the liberals and whatnot, the Democrats are using some kind of drugs, gender drugs. I don't know what that is. Anyway, what do you mean gender drugs? Okay, I guess there's something out there that's called gender drugs, but sure. Anyway, apparently this so-called gender drugs are being used on children to make them be some kind of, I guess, manifestation of communism. So, according to this individual, she believes that being trans or being an ally of trans is equal to communism. And this woman here I just showed you, she's a conservative Christian. If there's anybody that's close to communism, it'd be people like her to be more technical. So what I'm trying to say is that she just exposed herself. That's ultimately what she wants. She's just saying that someone else is doing it. There are actual real life problems going on out there in the world, and you're the one that's worried about how apparently somebody is being rude here. I mean, yes, there was actually one Disney fan that branded it as a disgraceful thing. So yeah, there's got a separate individual saying this was disgraceful. So now this individual, this fan, stated that, oh, now I don't want to see Frozen no more because of this. Like, this is so ridiculous. Like, wow, okay, again, there are actual problems right now, and you worry about the fact that they're supporting trans people. Again, what's the issue? What's the agenda? What's this sinister thing going on? I have no idea. But again, like I just said, there are actual problems going on right now. Are you worried about this?
الدول العربية ومصر احنا تعبنا انا خدت من غدا الان ماشي وين الوقت اطلاق النار انا بدي اوقف اطلاق النار انا تعبت الدول العربية قاعدة تتفرج علينا شتانة فينا احنا تعبانين انا قرفت اطفال الدول العربية مبسوطين ان احنا مسؤولين احنا تحت الركاب بنشري
انت وين رايح الحين؟
مش عارفين مش ملاقيين مكان ندور إلنا قاعدين بندور على مكان مش ملاقيين.
So yes, as I mentioned a moment ago, there's actual problems going on right this second. And you're worried about trans people? Leave them alone. They're not bothering nobody. So yes, obviously, human rights do matter, of course. And yes, obviously, when it comes to this kind of a thing, you have to realize that gay people do appear in all and every point of the political spectrum when you think about it. And there's nothing inappropriate of anything really. There's nothing to be disgraceful about anything. And apparently, according to some people, there are apparently prying on the little kids being naive and whatnot, which again makes no sense. All right, this is where the play took place in this stage over here, and people were trying to boycott it because they're claiming that they're allowing their children's bodies to be changed. So you mean you're going to say that you're against puberty? Puberty would change the bodies, which again seems kind of odd, but okay. You just want to change puberty? Is that what you're trying to say too? And yes, they would go as far as to say, oh, they're a bunch of criminals. When in reality, a lot of these individuals will still support Donald Trump when it was proven that he himself is a criminal. So
I don't care if he is in a jail cell. I am one of those people that will vote for him no matter what. Because
how do you feel about the concept of law and order in general?
I agree with law and order. I am 100%.
Let's remember how 100% she is just seconds later.
Do you feel that if he's convicted, though, that wouldn't change your mind?
He won't be convicted.
But if he was.
But he won't.
But if he was.
He won't.
But if he was convicted.
He won't be convicted.
But if he was convicted.
It is impossible.
I don't know, but I'm saying, what if he's found guilty?
He won't be.
But what if he is?
I'm not going to answer that question. He won't be.
But if a trial takes place and then he's found guilty, like, what if that happens?
I'm not going to answer that question.
This is exactly why we need the good liars out there. Here's another example.
We need to abolish abortion, no exceptions.
So this says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And that's from the Bible?
Yeah, from Jeremiah 1. Right. So God knows these babies in the womb. He has a purpose and a destiny for each child. They shouldn't be killed.
Knowing your facts, a strong suit.
Didn't he kill all the firstborn sons in Egypt?
I think I'm done.
Typical. Run when confronted with the facts. More.
Consider yourself pro-life.
100%. God said, suffer the little children, for that such is the kingdom of God. So, I mean, every crime against a child is a big thing in God's eyes.
Man, poor guy just walked right into it, didn't he?
And in the Bible, God kills 42 children by a bear attack because they made fun of someone for being bald.
Yeah, and what's your point?
It just doesn't sound very pro-life to me.
Well, you know what? The thing of it is when you really...
He killed children, 42 of them by a bear attack.
Well, you could even go this. When the children of Israel taken over the land of Canaan, he said, wipe them all out.
Of course, J.K. Rowling took a stance against trans people, of course, as she criticized anybody for supporting the trans community because, according to her, supporting a trans woman is no different than an abandoning women over its stance when it comes to trans issues. She has insisted that her campaign is not about denying trans people the rights, but moreover ensuring that those individuals do not come in at the expense of women and young girls. Whatever that means. I don't get what she means by that, but that's exactly what she's getting at here. So, of course, there are these conservatives that have said that they would change the law to protect single-sex spaces as to oppose that the trans women want to go to female spaces only as if to attack women somehow. Again, whatever that means. So this entire thing is just completely ridiculous considering the fact that none of this is going on. Well, there's supposed problems does not exist when you think about it. Sure, Keir Starmer, excuse me if I butchered that, but whatever, he stated that 99.9% of women do not have a penis, and I don't know how he would be able to measure that, but then in 2021, stated that was not right for certain people to say that only women would have a clitoris, okay? Again, what's with this specific body parts being mentioned here, I don't know. Hermaphrodite or intersex individuals do exist, so yeah, about that. And yeah, when it comes to changing specific body parts between the legs, when I say there, I mean trans women. It depends it varies from person to person. So I still don't know how this relates back to Frozen exactly, but anyway. But he changed his tone doing some kind of election campaign, telling BBC question time, biologically speaking, a woman is with a vagina and a man is with a penis. But again, never mind the fact that intersex people exist, but okay. I could go on and on with that, but this video is very lengthy as it is. And anyway, I mean, I don't know why someone like this would care anyway. So what if they made a Disney princess character that's trans? What about that? Or a queen character? I don't get it. So this is just weird. So anyway, so yeah, just goes on to say that he, of course, goes on to say that such a change is not needed because the Equal Rights Act already protects the single-sex spaces for biological women, as if trans women are trying to attack them somehow. But okay, it was this individual I'm referring to, whom of course want to criticize the rights for trans women, and of course he views trans women as nothing more than just men in disguises. So of course it's gonna really, of course, talk all kinds of garbage about trans women. They are women, so what? They're just born differently. So I don't see what the issue is. But of course he wants to make it an issue because somehow these individuals are going after the fact that when it comes to sports, of course, or even female only places like the dressing room of a certain public building, or maybe a shower room that's open for everyone, or maybe a bathroom, you name it. Female only spaces are somehow being threatened by trans women as if they're going to assault them somehow. The cisgender women, I presume he's referring to the fact that there's someone going to attack them. Which, of course, is one of the biggest misconceptions I've heard. And I've heard this complaint before in other areas, of course. And again, I don't see where he's getting out here, folks. Yes, even in hospitals, just to ban anybody that was biologically born male and not identified as female. He goes on to say that a change is not needed, apparently. So it just seems kind of weird. It's just so focused on someone being trans. Someone's being trans. How dare you? They're not bothering anybody. It's okay, they were born different. What's the issue exactly? I don't know. A spokesman for Frozen, the musical, stated that a member of the production made a personal statement during the curtain call. Their goal is to create productions that are welcoming for everybody, free and whatnot. So, okay, I don't see what the problem is. So, everybody's welcomed, of course, to see this kind of stuff and feel welcomed. So, what's the issue exactly? Anyway, folks, that'll be for now. I know this came out rather lengthy, but here we are, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya. Oh, yeah.